Once upon a time, in the land of Themyscira, there lived a brave and powerful Amazon named Wonder Woman. She was known throughout the land for her strength, wisdom, and unyielding spirit. She was a symbol of hope and a defender of the innocent, and her legend had spread far and wide. One day, a young sorcerer's apprentice named Balthazar came to Wonder Woman, seeking her help. His master, a powerful sorcerer, had fallen under the spell of a wicked enchantress and was now wreaking havoc across the land. Balthazar feared he could not stop him alone, and he knew that Wonder Woman was the only one who had the power and bravery to help. Wonder Woman agreed to help, and the two set out on a journey to find the sorcerer and put an end to his destruction. They encountered many challenges along the way, including dark forests, treacherous mountains, and raging rivers. But Wonder Woman's bravery and Balthazar's magic proved to be a formidable combination. As they traveled, Balthazar shared with Wonder Woman the story of how his master had become enchanted. The sorcerer had always been a good and just man, but the enchantress had tricked him into using dark magic to gain more power. The sorcerer had become consumed by the power and had begun to wreak havoc across the land. Wonder Woman was determined to break the spell and restore the sorcerer to his former self. She and Balthazar continued on their journey, braving dangerous beasts and overcoming obstacles with their bravery and magic. At last, they reached the sorcerer's castle. The enchantress was waiting for them, and she unleashed all of her dark magic upon them. But Wonder Woman was not afraid. With her strength and her unyielding spirit, she fought back against the enchantress. Balthazar, meanwhile, focused all of his energy on breaking the spell. He had studied the spells and incantations for years, and he knew that he had the power to undo the enchantress's work. He began to chant the incantation, and with each word, the power of the spell began to weaken. Wonder Woman continued to fight the enchantress, her sword flashing in the moonlight. The enchantress tried to distract her with illusions and spells, but Wonder Woman was not fooled. She pressed on, determined to break the spell and save the sorcerer. Balthazar's incantation reached its climax, and with a powerful burst of energy, the spell was broken. The sorcerer's eyes fluttered open, and he looked around in confusion. He saw Wonder Woman and Balthazar, and he realized what had happened. The sorcerer was filled with gratitude and awe. He had never seen such bravery and determination before. He knew that he would never forget the two heroes who had saved him from the dark magic that had consumed him. The enchantress, meanwhile, had fled the castle, defeated and humiliated. The kingdom was at peace once more, and the sorcerer resumed his place as a wise and just ruler. Balthazar, too, had changed. He had discovered his own power and potential, and he knew that he had a great future ahead of him as a sorcerer. Wonder Woman and Balthazar remained close friends, and their legend lived on for generations to come. Children told the story of their bravery and their unyielding spirit, inspiring new generations of heroes and magic makers. Years passed, and the kingdom prospered under the sorcerer's wise rule. Balthazar continued to hone his skills as a sorcerer, and he became known throughout the land for his wisdom and his powerful magic. But there was one thing that continued to trouble him. He had always felt that there was something missing from his life, something that he couldn't quite put his finger on. One day, he was visited by a mysterious stranger. The stranger was an old wizard, and he told Balthazar that he had been searching for him for many years. He said that Balthazar was the chosen one, the one who would bring balance to the world of magic. Balthazar was skeptical at first, but the wizard showed him visions of a world in turmoil, where magic was being used for evil and destruction. The wizard told Balthazar that he was the only one who could restore balance, and that he must journey to the land of shadows to retrieve a powerful artifact that would give him the power to do so. Balthazar was hesitant, but he knew that he could not ignore his calling. He set out on a journey to the land of shadows, determined to retrieve the artifact and restore balance to the world of magic. Along the way, he encountered many challenges. He battled powerful demons and dark wizards, and he braved treacherous terrain and harsh conditions. But Balthazar was determined, and he pressed on, guided by the power of his own magic and the wisdom he had gained over the years. At last, he reached the land of shadows, and he confronted the demon who guarded the artifact. The battle was fierce, but Balthazar was able to retrieve the artifact and use its power to defeat the demon. With the artifact in his possession, Balthazar returned to the kingdom, where he used its power to restore balance to the world of magic. The kingdom was at peace once more, and Balthazar became known as a hero, a champion of the forces of light and good. As he traveled the land, Balthazar continued to hone his skills as a sorcerer, and he became known as a wise and powerful wizard, respected and revered by all who knew him. And so, the story of Balthazar, the sorcerer's apprentice, came to a happy ending. He had found what he had been searching for, and he had become a powerful and respected figure, remembered for generations to come as a champion of magic and a defender of the innocent. And as for Wonder Woman, she continued to be a symbol of hope and bravery, inspiring new generations of heroes with her story of determination and unyielding spirit. The kingdom prospered under her rule, and her legend lived on for generations to come. And so, the story of Wonder Woman and the Sorcerer's Apprentice was passed down from generation to generation, inspiring new heroes and magic makers, and reminding all who heard it of the power of bravery and the magic of friendship. Years passed, and Balthazar and Wonder Woman continued to work together, using their powers to protect the kingdom and keep the world of magic in balance. They faced many challenges along the way, but they always stood firm, relying on their strength, their courage, and their unwavering friendship. As they journeyed across the land, they encountered many strange and wondrous creatures, from mischievous elves to fierce dragons, and they used their powers to protect the innocent and defeat the forces of evil. One day, they received word that a powerful sorcerer had arisen, intent on destroying the kingdom and ruling the world of magic with an iron fist. Balthazar and Wonder Woman knew that they had to stop him, and so they set out on a dangerous journey to confront the sorcerer. They encountered many obstacles along the way, but they refused to give up. They battled their way through armies of dark creatures and braved treacherous landscapes, determined to reach the sorcerer and stop him before it was too late. At last, they reached the sorcerer's stronghold, and they prepared for a final showdown. The battle was fierce, but Balthazar and Wonder Woman were able to use their powers to defeat the sorcerer and save the kingdom. With the sorcerer defeated, the kingdom was at peace once more, and Balthazar and Wonder Woman were hailed as heroes. They continued to travel the land, fighting for justice and protecting the innocent, and their legend lived on for generations to come. And so, the story of Wonder Woman and the Sorcerer's Apprentice continued, inspiring new generations of heroes and reminding all who heard it of the power of friendship and the magic of courage. They lived on in the hearts and minds of the people, symbols of hope and bravery in a world filled with darkness and danger. Years passed, and the kingdom prospered under the leadership of Wonder Woman and Balthazar. They continued to work together, using their powers to keep the world of magic in balance, and their legend grew with each passing day. And so, the story of Wonder Woman and the Sorcerer's Apprentice lived on, inspiring new heroes and reminding all who heard it of the power of friendship and the magic of courage. It was a tale that would be told for generations to come, a reminder of the bravery and determination of two heroes who refused to give up, even in the face of the greatest danger.